preached and practiced non-violent and satyagraha modes of struggles as means of A. Gaining employment for Indians, B. Fighting against discrimination in education, C. Industrialization in India, D. Achieving independence from British rule and self-governance. Explanation: Mahatma Gandhi used non-violence, ahimsa, and satyagraha truth force to fight against British rule. His goal was to achieve Swaraj, self-rule or independence for India, through peaceful protests and civil disobedience. Q2. A student measures the length of a pipe with the help of a broken scale that starts at 2.9 centimeters. The end of the pipe reads at 7.3 centimeters on this ruler. How much is the length of the pipe? A. 7.3 centimeters, B. 4.4 centimeters, C. 5.1 centimeters, D. 10.2 centimeters. Explanation: length equals final reading minus initial reading equals 7.3 minus 2.9 equals 4.4 centimeters. So the length of the pipe is 4.4 centimeters. Q3. Identify the given parts X, Y in the adjacent figure. Neuron diagram. A. X-Mys nucleus and Y axon. B. X dendrites and Y axon. C. X Nissl granules and Y nodes of Ranvier. D. X cell body axon. Explanation: in the neuron diagram, Nissl granules are in the cell body, marked as X. Nodes of Ranvier are gaps between myelin sheath segments on the axon, marked as Y. And Q4, identify the values of stoichiometric numbers P, Q, and R respectively to make the reaction balanced. PPB of NO32S, QPOS plus RNO2G plus O2G, A, 2, 2, and 4. Explanation: balanced equation 2PB NO32, 2PBO plus 4NO2 plus O2. So P equals 2, Q equals 2, R equals 4. Q5. Which of the following optical instruments works on the principle of refraction? A. Periscope. B. Kaleidoscope. C. Rear view mirror. D. Microscope. Explanation: refraction equals bending of light as it passes through different mediums. Microscopes and lenses work on refraction, while periscope and mirrors work on reflection. Q6. Which of the following tissues connect muscles to bones? A. Ligaments. B. Tendons. C. Nerves. D. Cartilage. Explanation: tendons connect muscles to bones, ligaments connect bone to bone. Q7. Match the scientists to the works they are famous for. Scientists' works: P. Alexander Fleming. 3. Penicillin. Q. Edward Jenner. 4. Smallpox vaccine. R. Louis Pasteur. 1. Pasteurization. S. Yellowpragada subro. 2. Tetracyclines. Answer A. P3Q4 R1 S2. Explanation: Alexander Fleming discovered penicillin, antibiotic. Edward Jenner invented the smallpox vaccine. Louis Pasteur developed the pasteurization process. Yellowpragada subro discovered tetracycline antibiotics. Final answer summary: DBCA. Would you like me to explain the nation and correct answers for this page too? Q8. Which of the following days is not auspicious to start a useful work? A. Saturday. B. 8th day of the waning phase, Ashtami. C. New moon day, Amavasya. D. No day is inauspicious. Explanation: in Indian tradition, new moon day, Amavasya, is generally considered inauspicious for beginning new work. Q9. The histogram shows fertilizer production in lakhs of tons by companies P, Q, R, S, and T in 2023, blue, and 2024, red. Which two companies produced the highest on average? Answer B. Q and S only. Explanation: from the graph, Q and S have the tallest bars overall, meaning the highest average production across both years. 10. What is the role of phloem? A. Transport of nutrients, food. Explanation: phloem carries prepared food, sugars from leaves to all parts of the plant. Xylem carries water and minerals upward from roots. Q11. Why do clothes dry faster when they are hung in front of a fan? B. Wind increases the rate of evaporation. Explanation: the moving air from the fan removes the moisture-laden air near the wet clothes, increasing the rate of evaporation and drying them faster. Q12. When do we say that the body is in equilibrium rather than simply stationary? B. When the resultant net force acting on the body is zero. Explanation: equilibrium means all forces on the body cancel each other out, resulting in zero net force. The body may be at rest or moving at a constant speed. Q13. Which of the following sets of fibers has a different origin, odd man out? A. Jute and cotton. B. Silk and jute. C. Wool and silk. D. Nylon and polyester. Explanation: jute, cotton, silk, wool, natural fibers, plant animal origin. Nylon, polyester, synthetic fibers, man-made. Q14. Index the parts of the urinary system as urine is produced and flows. P. Kidney. Q. Bladder. R. Urethra. S. Ureters. A. P. S. Q. R. Explanation: urine path in the body, kidneys, ureters, bladder, urethra. Q15. When the time in India IST is 5 a.m., the time in another country is 3 a.m. on the same day. To which side is that country located? B. West to India. Explanation. Earth rotates from west to east, so countries to the west have earlier time than India. Q16. A big box has each side 1 ems. How many 1 centimeter small boxes can fit inside? A. 1,000,000. Explanation. 1 make 100 centimeters. Volume of big box equals 100 times 100 times 100, 1,000,000 semi-burgers. Hence, 1,000,000 small 1 centimeter boxes fit inside. Q17. Which technique is best used for separation of dyes in ink? C. Chromatography explanation. Chromatography separates substances based on how they move through a medium, used to separate dyes, pigments, etc. Q18. Earthworms are called farmers' friends. Which statements about their usefulness in soil are true? P. Increase soil fertility. Q. Eat dead plants and make nutrients. R. Make burrows, improving air and water flow. S. Enhance water holding capacity. D. All P, Q, R, and S explanation. All statements are correct. Earthworms decompose organic matter, Q, enrich the soil, aerate soil, R, and improve moisture retention, S. Final answer summary, page 2, C, B, A, B, B, A, B, A, C, D. Would you like me to explain the next page if available to? There are clear answers and short explanations for Q19, Q27 from your page. Shasharashra Q19. From the intersection of 3 straight lines, choose the correct statement. Pi plus j equals k plus l. Qi plus k plus m equals 180 degrees r. J plus n equals k plus m. Answer D. Q and R only. Why? For 3 lines through a point, every second angle around the point adds up to 180 degrees. That makes Q true. Using vertical, opposite, and supplementary angle relationships, R also holds. P is not generally true for arbitrary labels. Q20. What is the female reproductive part of a flower? Answer. D. Ovary. Why? Ovary contains ovules, female gametes, part of the pistil. Q21. In the rectangle shown, top side equals 12, right side equals 8, left side labeled x, y, bottom labeled x plus y. Find x and y. Answer. C. 10 and 2. Work xy equals 12 and xy equals 8. Solve 2x equals 20, so x equals 10, then y equals 2. Q22. Bus pushed by passengers while it's not yet started. Why it didn't move though, combined force, start force. Answer. B. The passengers became part of the bus as a system, and no internal forces would cause displacement of the system. Why? Pushes between parts of the same system are internal forces. They cannot change the motion of the system's center of mass. External horizontal force is needed to move the bus. Q23. Vegetable oils, coconut, groundnut, till, float on water. Conclusion? Answer C. These oils are immiscible with water and their density is lower than water. Why? Oils do not mix, immiscible, and float because their density water. Q24. Which labeled tank overflows first when the tap is opened? Answer C, K, chosen as the most likely tank based on the piping levels in the figure. Note, the small schematic in the photo is hard to read at full detail. I picked K as the first to overflow tank because, following the usual flow paths and level blocking in such diagrams, K becomes the first tank that receives and retains incoming water before it passes onward. If you want, upload a slightly closer crop of this specific diagram, and I'll confirm with a step-by-step fill sequence. Q25, sum of all digits in 10, 20, 25 minus 1. Answer, B, 1, 20, 25. Why? 10, 20, 25 minus 1 equals 2025 digits of 9. Sum equals 2025 5 times 9, 226. Angle between incident and reflected rays, given incidence angle 40 degrees from normal. Answer C, 80 degrees. Why? Angle between incident and reflected equal times angle of incidence 40 degrees, 80 degrees. Q27. Why don't we see solar eclipses on every new moon? Answer. A. The orbit of the moon is inclined with some angle to that of the Earth. Why? The moon's orbital plane is tilted 5 degrees to the Earth's orbital plane ecliptic. So perfect alignment Sun, Moon, Earth does not happen every new moon. If you'd like, I can answers and short explanations for Q28, Q40 on this page. Tab 28. Match Prime Ministers, Welfare Missions P. Jawaharlal Nehru, Q. Lal Bahadur Shastri, R. Indira Gandhi, S. Narendra Modi. 1. Garibi Hatao, Desh Ko Bachao. 2. Beti Bachao, Beti Padao, Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan. For our scientific temper, national progress. Correct match. P4, Q3, R1, S2, C. Why? Nehru promoted scientific temper. Shastri coined Jai Jawan Jai Kisan, Indira Garibi Hatao, Modi launched Beti Bachao Beti Pao. Assertion and reasoning 29 to 32. 29. Gender in humans is determined by male gamete. R. Males produce X and Y chromosomes. Females produce X and X only. And A. Both true and R correctly explains Q. 30. Q. Economic inflation causes commodities to cost cheaper. Chandrayaan 1 found traces of water on the moon. Answer. D. Q is false. Inflation raises prices. R is true. 31. Q. Jnana Vijnana Vedika and other PSM organizations discourage aerated soft drinks. Most aerated drinks have phosphoric acid and colorants that damage bones, may cause cancer. Answer. Both true and R is the explanation. Health concerns. 32. If lions are removed from a food chain, it will not affect the chain, but removing plants will disturb it. R. Plants produce food while lions are consumers. Answer. D. Q is false. Removing apex predators does affect the chain. R is true. Fill in the blanks 33 to 40. 33. HCF of smallest prime, 2 and smallest positive composite, 4 equals 2. 34. Allotrope used for pencil leads equals graphite. 35. Organ responsible for pumping blood equals heart. 36. Ozone layer protects us from ultraviolet UV rays of sunlight. 37. SI unit of electric current equals ampere A. 38. Claim that Godmen produce rings gold from mouths violates the law of conservation of mass, matter. 39. 0 overline 2, overline 3 plus 0, overline 7 equals d frac 2 plus 3 plus 7, 9. E equals frac 12, 9 equal 4, 3, 3 equal frac 4,